Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome on in to Bravo Book Club. It is our final week of Give Them Lala. We're breaking down chapters 10, 11, and 12. We're going to be talking about Lala's sobriety, the loss of her dad, her very volatile relationship with Randall Emmett. Everything that she broke down in the final 3 chapters of Give Them Lala is what we're going to be breaking down today in our final Bravo Book Club. Whew. Tired today. Hello, everybody. What's going on? Welcome on in. All right. Shall we dive into it? Happy New Year. Hopefully you are ready for a year ahead of lots of good memories and abundance and love and everything your heart could ever desire. Welcome on in. All right, so tonight we're breaking down the final 3 chapters of Give Them Lala. We're starting things off with chapter 10. Hi, Suki. Hi, Gossip. Hi, Stacy. Stacy's mom has got it going on. Hi, Kim in Boston. What's going on, Boston? Thanks, Jesse, Jennifer, Martine. Welcome on in, Lori. All right. Let's break it down. Chapter 10 is titled The Day After 420, almost as if it was the day the music died, but the music hasn't died. Well, maybe. Well, somebody dies by the end of this chapter, and it's not very happy, but we're going to dive into it. So Randall and Lala, she opens the chapter with talking about how Randall took her and her father, Kent, out to dinner for his birthday, and he even brought in Warren G because he's old and old people love Warren G. Warren G, baby! She admits that, yes, she does have daddy issues. This whole chapter is dedicated to her dad, but she talks about how, yes, she does have daddy issues, but she clarifies, she defines daddy issues as an issue with anybody that wasn't as perfect as her daddy. Okay. She talks about her dad's stroke, and apparently he was driving a car one day and all of a sudden he had a stroke while he was driving the car, and then he crashed the car, and it was very, very dramatic and very devastating, and her dad just kind of wasn't the same, but he was, Randall ended up flying her out private to go to Utah so that she could be with her dad. He was just shy of turning 64, so she obviously wanted to be with him to make sure he was okay. He ultimately ended up being okay, but for her, as we remember in the earlier chapters, she says that losing her dad is her biggest fear. Remember, he has the heart issues, and so she would remember hearing his what is the thingy in your heart that ticks, because we have to keep the heart going. It's not very great. But her dad's had major heart issues, so the stroke was not. The stroke was bad news bears. But anyway, so he recovered. He was on the mend. He was trying to take it easy, trying to relax. But then they're like, your birthday's coming up, and we were supposed to have this big birthday for you out in Los Angeles. And he's like, nah, let's do it. We're going to live it up. If I don't got many years left on this planet, then damn it, we're going to live it up. And then Lala was like, that's my daddy. And he went and celebrated in Los Angeles. Fast forward to April 20th, which is 420, which is the day that everybody loves to smoke weed, even though we know everybody that smokes weed on 420 is probably smoking all throughout the year anyway. So it was a month after his birthday, and Lala's mom called her and said that she was really concerned about Kent, the dad, and she's like, something's just not right. I feel something in my gut. He's not doing so hot. And then Lala's like, okay, well, I'll make sure that Randall gets an appointment with this cardiologist or this heart expert. And she's like, okay, cool. We'll wait until the next day. Well, then the next day comes, and then Lala gets a call from her brother, Emmett, right? Emmett? No, his brother's not. Easton. Sorry. Emmett is Randall's last name. Forgive me. Easton calls her, and she's like, what's going on, Easton? And he's like, Lauren, dad died. And she's like, no. And she's heartbroken, and she's hurting because she loved her dad so much. And it was heartbreaking to read it, because anytime you read, grief is hard, and reading grief is even harder. But, so Randall and Lala's friend Madison ended up coming over to be with her, and then they ended up jumping on a flight and going to Utah. And she said that she drank repeatedly for the next 6 months, and that she and her mom were a total mess. And her mom was a mess because she was with the dad for almost 40 years, which is a really long time. It's older than I've been alive on this planet, but that's how long that they've been together, and she lost her life partner, and it's tragic. And then she says that they leaned on each other, and they talk about her and her mom leaned on each other, and she continues to go into like her grieving process and how it really messes with you, and it's really hard because you then now have to accept that your loved one is no longer existing in the world. But she says that like her dad is now just a memory, and that broke my heart because, as you know, a year ago now, wow, I can't believe it's already going to be a year, I lost my grandmother. And like, you know, I remember going through that same process of emotions. Anybody that's gone through the grieving process understands this grieving process. I don't know if we all acted the same way Lala did, but we'll get into that. So she says that she and her mom decided that they were just going to have a throwaway day where they don't go out. They're just in their PJs all day. They just drink and veg out and watch TV. But then Randall came in and he's like, no way, Jose. This is not what your dad would have wanted. This is not how he would want you guys to be right now. So we're going to go out and we're going to go to dinner and we're going to remember him and we're going to celebrate him. So she talks about going through all 5 stages of grief, and she says that like at one point she was just going through all of them at the exact same time, and it, like reading it like pierces your soul. Like it really does. Like if you are here to shit on Lala, then like I'm sorry, you have a black soul. But like it's heartbreaking to watch somebody go through this or to read somebody's process of grieving the loss of a parent, let alone, as she said, she's like, I couldn't even imagine what my mother was going through now that she's lost her lifelong partner. So Lala says that she just kept drinking and having like emotional meltdowns, both privately and publicly, that like she would be walking into hotel lobbies and just like busting it down. But before she used to bust down like Tatiana, and now she's not Tatiana. She's like, she's Lala and she's grieving. And so she kept drinking and it was just getting bad and worse and worse. And she says that her and her mom were like fucked up the entire time and they were drinking daily. And then she had to go and start filming Vanderpump Rules 3 weeks after her dad passed away. And she decided to give up drinking at that time because she's like, this isn't healthy. That was a really sad chapter, and I got choked up. Exactly, gossip in a glass. Like anybody with a heart would get choked up reading that chapter. But she says that going into Vanderpump, she decided that she was going to give up drinking, at least while she was on camera, because it wasn't healthy and she didn't know how her emotions were going to come out. So she says that it pushed her, like her discovery with sobriety pushed her to like seek a relationship with a higher power. She recalls that when she popped off at Billy Lee, that she said that she had committed to being sober while filming, but that day she was having a rough one, so she decided to go next door to not Toca Madera. What was it? I used to go Tortilla Republic, which I used to go to all the time, and now it's closed down. But Tortilla Republic was the vibe. They had some great salsas. The chips were amazing. Oh my God, now I want some Tortilla Republic. Take me to Tortilla Republic. Let's get it. So she talks about going there before having to go to brunch with Billy or to go to Sir, where they were doing brunch with Billy, and she was just like downing margaritas, and she's like, let's get it. And she was ready to just get fucked up. And then she walks in, and then she talks about how she ran into Raquel, and Raquel basically made the comment about her using the dad card, which I'm sorry, Raquel, if you haven't lost a parent, like you can't really be throwing things out there like the dad card. Wait till you lose the dad, and then we'll see how many times you throw that card down, sweetie. So that's what she called her, a Bambi-eyed bitch. And then Billy Lee came to kick her out, and she's like, back up, hoe. She's like, get the fuck out of my face, hoe. And she like, you know, did that neck thing that you do when you're like in a fight and you're a gangster. And then she says that she regrets her words and actions. She didn't at the time, but that she regrets it now because looking back, she, you know, has empathy for herself because she was in survival mode and she didn't know how to get through it. And she was just trying to get through it the best way that she knew how. And, you know, people like to pretend that like with grief, and she talks about this, how people like to pretend that grief isn't there because it's too hard for them to go through and it's too heavy for them to process, and nobody wants to hear you talking about your grieving process. And that's how you know who your real friends are, because they're the ones that will actually let you listen, that will listen and let you vent and just like, you know, put all of your stuff out there and let you be vulnerable. And Lala's like, I don't do vulnerable very well. But she says that Kristen and Stassi and Katie, they all really let her be vulnerable, but not Billy Lee, because Billy Lee came to throw her out of Sir, and she came in charging like a wrecking ball. She was like, Lala, you got to get out of here, Lala. And then Lala was like, check me, bitch. It was wild. Stephanie says that she's glad she's sober now. Oh, wait till we get into the chapter that's really about, her and Randall. Oh, this is the chapter 11. Breaking through breaking through hurricane-proof glass. So let's hope she didn't break through bulletproof glass. Breaking through hurricane-proof glass. So in this chapter, she really opens up about her drinking. So last chapter, we lost our dad, and now we were starting to drink a little more. But here she opens up about her drinking problem. She says that she would chug champagne and sneak margs all while other people would think that she was sober because like she said, she was like, I'm committing to being sober while taping Vanderpump Rules, blah, blah, blah. And she wasn't really doing that because she was sneaking drinks on the side like we saw when she was at Tortilla Republic. She said that she and Randall had made a pact that they were going to go sober together and that they weren't going to drink together. But then one night she caught him drinking and she was really upset and she was like, you know what? I need a break. I'm out. And he's like, ooh, no, you're not out. And he chased her out the door and he took her Gucci slides off her feet. And then that's when we see her on Vanderpump Rules talking about when she got her Gucci slides taken away and she's telling Stassi at the hair salon. Because he was like, nope. Taking these Gucci slides away from you because I'm the dad. I'm the captain now. And she's like, I'm the captain now. And he's like, okay, fine, bye. And then she left without her Gucci slides. She left with no shoes and she drove with no shoes. She said that her anxiety was getting really bad and she committed to giving up alcohol again. And then she got back with Randall. And apparently Randall was planning to propose to her right around the time that her dad passed away. But then he put that on hold. And then she was not easy to be around. So that was really challenging. And apparently, he even asked her dad for her hand in marriage. Now, obviously, we don't know if this is true because her dad's passed away. And, now we know Randall's like a total liar, pants on fire. But he said that he asked for Kent's hand in marriage and he gave him his blessing before he passed away. So then fast forward all of these months. After, we get back together and we give her back her Gucci slides because she's been a good little girl and we're going to listen to daddy. Now they're back together. They take a trip out to Cabo, not Tahoe. A trip out to Tahoe because now they're in a better place. And it was supposed to be this big birthday surprise. It's like, we're going to Cabo for a birthday surprise because I love you, baby. And so she's like, yeah, daddy, let's do it. Because we know he liked to be called daddy. Call him daddy. So he told her that they were going to have a Friends marathon out on the beach and that they were going to chill and relax and watch old episodes of Friends. And then all of a sudden, the screen goes out and he is like, what's going on? Why is the screen going out? And then all of a sudden, it's a slideshow. And it's a slideshow of Lala and Randall and Lala and Randall's kids and Lala and her dad. And they're just having a good old time. And she's reminiscing and she's like, oh, this is so precious. Oh my God, my heart. And then at the end of the slideshow, it says, this is just the beginning. And then Randall gets down on one knee and proposes to her. And she was so excited and she was so shocked. And as soon as she said yes, all the fireworks are going off. And yeah, Kenny G in the Instagram wants to know, why daddy? Why call him daddy? I don't know. Maybe it's a power thing. Maybe he liked to be called daddy. I mean, guys like to be called daddy. I'll call a guy daddy if he, wants to choke me a little bit. Why not? I mean, if he's paying me like Randall was paying some of these girls, then yeah, I'll call you whatever the fuck you want me to call you, daddy. Pat the puss. So then they fly off to Vegas so that they can go and celebrate with the other Vanderpump Rules cast members. But she said it was shortly after that season 7 started to air. And then she had to watch herself, behave badly when she was like, trying to clock Billy Lee and calling Raquel a Bambi-eyed bitch and going through a grieving process. And she was having a rough time, And so you guys are all reacting to me calling someone daddy. I mean, wouldn't you fucking call him daddy too? Like, why not? Hey, daddy. Hi, daddy. God, now I'm going to have a whole bunch of homies in my DMs after that. But anyway, she said that she had to relive the grieving of her dad and relive how like volatile and emotional and unhinged she was at that time. And that was really hard because then it came with a string of bad comments from people that were watching her behavior and hated her behavior. And they're like, oh, you should die, bitch. And, the trolls are nasty. The trolls are not cute. And sometimes like, I'm just like, go back under the bridge that you came out from. Here are some breadcrumbs. Be gone. I didn't call for you. So she said that the heat that she got from Vanderpump Rules was really rough, that it made her turn to alcohol so that she could cope more. She said that she stayed drunk the whole time, all to avoid feeling her emotions because she didn't want to feel the anger and the pain and all of the stuff that she was feeling. So she would just chug it away with the alcohol. And this led to many volatile fights with Randall. Like one time he locked her out of their room and then she kicked down the door and she shattered it. She took his phone out of his hand and she shattered it with all the girls that he was cheating with, but she says she didn't know he was cheating at the time, but now we know that. That's a comment from now, not from what she'd said in the book, but she smashed his phone and the screen was shattered and there were so many girls all around West Hollywood that were sad that they weren't about to get their Venmo payments from him because they were calling him daddy and they're like, yes, daddy, and he wasn't able to pay them because his phone was cracked and it was all Lala's fault. But he shouldn't have locked her out of the bedroom and then she wouldn't have had to bust down the door. But then, and then she said that she would even go in the refrigerator and get all of his meal prepped food and she would throw it all over the floor and all over the walls, which the poor cleaning lady that had to come and clean that shit, like, what a bitch. And not only that, but like, are we really going to believe that like Randall is keeping his girlish figure by his tight, slim, girlish figure by meal prepping? Like, are we buying that narrative that Randall has meal prepped food and that's why, he's got a cute hourglass figure? He's got an itsy bitsy teeny weeny little waist. So yeah, but then they would just they would go through their fighting and then they would wake up the next morning and all of a sudden everything was good and they're like, it's okay, it happens, it's love. Yeah, because that's love. And there was one time when they went out to the strip club, found love with the girl at the strip club. Isn't that a song? I feel like that's a song, or maybe a lyric from 8 different rap people, but or rap songs, sorry. That one time they were at a strip club and then they got into a heated fight because this girl sat on Lala's lap and was filling up on her and he got jealous because, she had a slimmer girlish figure than he had. And he was like, oh, hell no, my meal prep hasn't gotten me at that level yet. He's like, her boobs are bigger than mine. And he was not okay with it. And so he got mad and he made her come home from the club and she was mad. She's like, how dare you try to ruin my party? So then she got his wallet and she threw it off the balcony. And then she got all of his duffel bag and she put it in the bathtub and she turned all the water on so that she soaked all of his stuff. And then she threw that off the balcony too. And I'm just like, oh my God, who would put up with this? And then the cops ended up showing up and they walk up at the door and they're like, we're getting noise complaints. And it wasn't hotel security. It was the it was the police. It was the fuzz. Is that what we call them? We call them the fuzz. I'm up with the lingo. Anyway, they showed up. And then she puts on this little negligee and she opens the door and she's like, oh, no, officers, I'm sorry. We just like to have really wild, kinky sex. And then the officers are like, ha, 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 pretty girl. And then they're like, all right, but keep it down in there. And then they went away and nobody ever knew that they were actually fighting. So said that Randall was eventually, and that they laughed it off and then just went home like one big happy couple. But that Randall was starting to have doubts about their future. And then they got into their next major fight. And this is where she threw all of his clothes into the pool before getting his toothbrush and shoving his toothbrush up her asshole. And then she put it back on the counter. And then she waited and watched him brush his teeth with it. And then she was like, ha, ha, ha. And then she was laughing at him. And she's like, that toothbrush was in my butthole. And she said that he looked so disgusted by her because he had her asshole in his mouth, which, I mean, maybe that wasn't the first time he had her asshole in his mouth. Maybe he liked to toss the salad like Mia from Real Housewives of Potomac, but who knows? Who knows? Randall obviously doesn't look like he knows what to do with his tongue anyway. He looks like the guy who's just like, I have money, fuck me, bitch. Which, gross. Thank you, next. No, thank you. But anyway, that wasn't even the toothbrush is this book club, or did it happen to ask us to go live at the same time? It's book club, my love. It's book club. We do book club at this night every night. I mean, every Tuesday night. We're on a schedule, my dear. But anyway, so that wasn't even the worst of it when, throwing the clothes into the pool and shoving the toothbrush up into her butthole, which that gives, cleaning your butthole a whole new meaning if you're up there scrubbing. That just doesn't sound cute. But anyway, they resolved that, and then they got into another fight where he ended their night out at a nightclub. Oh, this was the nightclub one. Sorry, I mixed up the stories. This was the nightclub one where the girl was touching on him, and then she got mad that he cut the night short. And so she was so pissed, and he got mad, and so he locked her out into the backyard, and she wanted to get in, and they had one of those glass doors, and she was like, oh, hell no, you're not about to knock me out. So she takes off her Louboutin, and she's smashing in the door, and then she busts open she shatters the whole glass doors. That way she can get in, and then she gets in, and then she just goes to bed like nothing ever happened. And then the glass repair woman had to come in the next morning. And she was like, oh my God, what's going on? And even Randall was like, do you remember what happened last night? And she's like, oh my God, I remember what happened last night. That's crazy. And he's like, yeah, bitch, you broke down the door with the shoe, with the Louboutin. Like, that's a waste of a Louboutin. Like, who are you, Mary Cosby? And so then the woman came to repair the glass door. And she's like, oh my God, this is crazy because that's hurricane-proof glass. And Lala's like, well, it may be hurricane-proof, but clearly it's not Lala-proof. Ha, 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 LOLs. And yeah, she was a hot mess express. And then a couple weeks later, they all go to Disneyland with his family and with her family and with his girls and with, other people in their family and friends. I think they went with like 11 people, or maybe it was 19 people. Either way, it was a lot of people. That's a lot of people to be taken to Disney World. Like, who wants to go to Disney World with that many people? Am I right? Disney World is fun with like a small group of people that you can get like drunk with, but like adults and kids and all the people, like, how do you even manage any of that? So she says that she was completely drunk the entire time. There were even like moments where she couldn't even walk herself to the bathroom. So she would like have her mom help her walk to the bathroom, which like as a mom, like if you have to help your daughter because she's so shit-faced drunk to go pee, like that's a little embarrassing for like you as a mom, or not embarrassing, but like heartbreaking, right? Because you're like my daughter, and obviously she just lost her dad, so she's going through a lot. So I'm sure but like the mom was going through a lot too. Jesus, I don't know how the daughters didn't see any of that gossip in glass. I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they had to have seen some stuff, because then she talks about how at the end of the Disney World trip, they were flying home on the plane, and the girls were like, we want to draw on your face. And so she let them like draw all over her face with permanent Sharpie marker. And that's embarrassing. And so obviously the girls were like aware of things, and I'm sure saw things. And obviously when they're fighting and she's busting in windows and stuff, like obviously the girls have to be around for some of that, which is not healthy for them. Like that's not how they should be seeing what a healthy, loving relationship looks like. But she said that after that trip, Randall ended up writing a letter basically breaking up with her. He didn't give it to her, but he had it saved in his desk, and he was getting prepared to give it to her. And then one morning, she woke up and she said that she heard her dad's voice telling her that this behavior was not her. So she came to the conclusion that she was an alcoholic. And that morning, she went to Randall's office and she was crying, and she told him that she was an alcoholic and that she was finally ready to go get help. And Randall started crying. He's like, oh my God, I love you. I support you. You're amazing. Even when you soak all of my clothes and throw him off the balcony. And apparently he never gave her the letter that he wrote, even though a few months later he did end up telling her about the letter. But she was like, oh my God, I am not ready to like have that conversation, or read that letter and have a conversation about that. She's like, it's way too soon. And she started to go to AA meetings and really wanted to work on her addiction issues. And she said that her drinking coincided with the time that she joined Vanderpump Rules, that like she's always had a good time. She's always been able to control her drinks, but when she was on Vanderpump Rules, that's when the drinking really started to escalate. And she's like, but I don't blame Vanderpump. Like, I don't blame the show for me being an alcoholic. She said, but the thing with reality TV is it really forces you to face yourself, and it forces you to watch yourself, because you don't have control over the show. And so you have to kind of watch whatever is aired. And usually they're going to use your worst and sloppiest parts, because those are going to be the most entertaining parts. And you have to kind of come face to face with your worst, sloppiest self. So she finally accepted that she was an alcoholic, and she chose a new life forward. Then we get into chapter 12. And chapter 12 is titled, Give Them Lala. Just like the book, Give Them Lala. If you're just tuning in right now, we're breaking down Give Them Lala, chapters 10, 11, and 12. So let's get into it. Chapter 12, Give Them Lala. She talks about how, she loves Beyonce for her Sasha Fierce alter ego, and that's really what inspired her Lala persona. She says that Lauren Birmingham became Lala Kent. Lala understands that she has a job to do, and she thinks that Lala is the warrior version of Lauren. She says that most of what she says is truly, as Lala, is truly to just be a provocateur, to push the boundary, and to kind of just keep being entertaining. She says that most of what she says isn't necessarily a true reflection of what she'd actually say, but she likes to play it up for the cameras because she knows that that's what gets her some good attention. But she says that if you don't like her at her Lala, then you don't deserve her at her Lauren. Pop, pop. Because Lauren is the one that like is vulnerable with people. Lauren is the one that is her true self when like her friends know Lauren and her parents know Lauren and the people around her that she grew up with, they know Lauren, and not everybody has the privilege of getting to know Lauren. She says that sometimes she doesn't even recognize who Lala is, but that sometimes Lala inspires Lauren to be brave, that she'll be watching the show and she'll be like, wow, who is that girl? Oh my God, that girl is me. And she's like, I know that sounds a little narcissistic, but it's true. Sometimes I don't even realize who I am in this persona, and like it inspires me, and hopefully it inspires more people. And she says that when she began acting, on the other hand, that there was an actress that ended up telling her that like she needed to channel that inner little girl. She needed to channel that Lauren. Exactly, Kenny. She said, you don't know Lauren because she says you need to earn that. You need to earn getting to know Lauren. But she says that when she began acting, she had to channel more of Lauren and less of Lala. But when she's on reality TV, when she's on Vanderpump Rules, that's when she's having to really give us Lala. She talks about how reality TV never really shows the full picture, which is why she can't get fully invested in fan feedback. Because like we don't know the full story, and she can't control what gets aired. But the experience has taught her how to be a role model, and she says that she doesn't regret any of it. She's willing to reveal her naked self because she hopes that it'll help people. Even though we've seen her naked self, like literal naked self, like when she was taking her tits out to show them off to Schwartzy and Jax Taylor in the pond. And then, also when she's being a little more vulnerable with us. But she said that going through grief and going through recovery, hopefully that can show people that they're not alone in their own journeys. And hopefully she can be somewhat of an inspiration to them. I'm curious how much of what we're going to get to see with Randall and that whole breakup, and how vulnerable and honest she's going to be, or if she's going to be salty. Obviously, we know she's going through right now. Right now, Vanderpump's not filming. I don't think Vanderpump's going to start filming until like probably February or March even. We'll see what happens with Lala. We'll see if Lala even comes back. She's teasing like she might not come back, but that may also be a ploy for her to try and get some more money. And if that's the case, you get it, girl. You got a baby to pay for now. She says that trolls are just really confused appreciators. She says that the devoted haters are really the ones that make the show, because they're the ones that are constantly tweeting. They're the ones that are going to watch just for the sake of hating, and she appreciates that because they keep her entertained. That's right. And now, interestingly, she and Randall have to hire private security that has to do background checks on people when they send these nasty, threatening, shitty messages. And so if you're going to send her a nasty message, they're probably going to do a whole background check on you. Or what? Or what, my Berry Hill? Or what? She also talks about BravoCon, or actually she talks about shitty DMs. And this I thought was really funny, because she talks about how when people send her really nasty, shitty DMs, she always goes onto their profile to see if they're actually following her or not. And she's like, if they follow me, then I'm not going to block them because I'm not about to lose that follower. And I love that like sort of pettiness and saltiness, because that's like the vibe that I feel. Every time somebody says nasty things to me, like in the comments or in the DMs, I always go and try to see if they're following me. And if they are, I'm like, that's interesting. You're going to be nasty towards me, but you're going to follow me. Gobble me, swallow me, drip on the side of me, quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. Never tell him where to put it, but I'll tell him where I'm about to be. She talks about BravoCon, how she remembers walking into a room one time and how she heard everybody chanting, give them Lala, give them Lala. And she was like, oh my God, that's my catchphrase. And they know me, and they know I'm about to give them Lala. She remembers one young fan who would always come up to her after Watch What Happens Live to meet her outside, and he was really sweet. And she said that she's only met him a handful of times, but every time she sees him, he always tells her about how like he's helped her with her anxiety. And she saw him again at BravoCon, and he was wearing a homemade Give Them Lala sweater, and she really appreciated that. And she's like, oh, like I have an impact on people, and she loved that. And she says that, he really inspired her to continue to hopefully be more honest and authentic. And she concludes by saying that she releases all of her shame and that she knows that she deserves her place at the table. She's at the table and you got to deal with it. She says that she has no more explaining to do. She's not going to try to explain to us who she is, but she's now moving forward, just going to unapologetically continue to give us Lala, whether we like it or not. Pop, pop. Are there technical difficulties? Proud of the work she has done on herself. Not easy. Very true. She's done a lot of work on herself because you can't kill him. Oh, what are you going to do if you can't kill him? Are you going out after you're all fancy, Zach? No, Alicia, I'm not going out. Am I fancy? I'm in like my ripped jeans. I mean, I put on this cute little leather shirt because I wanted to like feel kind of cute today. I was like, I need to be productive today. So I was like, I'm really going to look a little cute so that I feel a little cute. I'm going to give them Zack. There's a delay, not with me. Oh. Sorry, guys. Sorry if there's a bit of a delay. I don't think it's anything on my end. Oh, thank you, Kenny. You're cute too, boo. Through hazel eyes, thank you for the badge. Stephanie, we love us some Stephanie and Leduc. Stephanie and Leduc. Thank you for the 2 stars, my love. Gossip in a Glass coming on and smashing those 3 stars. Let's get it. Gossip in a Glass. Gossip in a Glass. I hope you're having some rosé today. Because you can't kill him. Coming in. Wow, everybody's coming in with 3 badges. I love it, you guys. Because you can't kill him. Thank you for the 3 badges. Chrissy. Hi, Chrissy. How you doing, my love? Chrissy 37G with the 3 badges. Baby. I love it. Is that a new profile picture, Chrissy? Is it, or am I imagining things? Simply Me MJ with the 3 badges. Simply Me MJ. Quick update, since you won our LED light by Lightstem, that got shipped out today. I confirmed it. So you should be getting your LED red light therapy device in the mail very soon. It went out today. My Berry Hill with the 3 badges. Thank you, my dear. I love it. I love it when you drop the 3 badges. It is new. See, I knew it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, Chrissy. Great new profile pic. Thanks, guys. But yeah, that's the end of Lala Ken's book, Give Them Lala. We have to decide what our next book club book is going to be. What are we going to do? Who are we going to talk about? Thank you, Kenny. I try. But yeah. Give Them Lala. What did you guys think of the book overall? Love it, hate it. I loved it. I read it the first time. I did audio. Sorry, I'm a little my brain's a little wonky today, guys. I did the audiobook this second time for book club because I was taking notes while listening to it. That way we can come and do book. Oh, look at her leather vibe is matching my leather vibe. Oh my God, you bought the wine, Claire. That's so sweet. I love it. Thank you, Claire. I'm reading the next book. Oh, yay. You haven't read it yet. Well, I mean, you got Bravo Book Club to get the full breakdowns. All the parts are available. The rebroadcasts are available on the Instagram at No Filter with Zack or available on the YouTube, youtube.com/justplainzack. So if you want to catch up, let's catch up. You explained it well. Oh, thank you, Alicia. I appreciate that. It is a very easy read. I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I thought it was fun. I thought it was juicy. I thought it was good. I wish she would have been a New York Times bestseller. And I want people to buy the book. That way we can support her. 'Cause now she's a single mom with a guy that was total trash. What about The Pursuit of Portia? Does anybody want to read The Pursuit of Portia? Claire, it's delicious. Get ready to get Liddy City. That's right, Claire. Get it, get it, get it. What should our next Bravo book club be? I haven't heard much about Portia's book club. Sorry, about Portia's book in general. I haven't heard much about it. I'm not that interested to read it. I mean, nobody wants to read Portia's book. Yeah, I figured. It's just I don't think Portia's very interesting or likable at the moment. Like she stole somebody's husband. And now she's like getting married to him. I can't. It's part of the reason I was like excited to watch her spinoff show, and then I'm like, this is just a big like a PR campaign to like save face. Yeah, everyone says no to Portia's book. Next book should be Margaret's or Bethany's, not Portia's. Ooh. Well, Bethany's new book doesn't come out until I believe April, which is also when Stassi's new book comes out, which is also when Leah's new book comes out. Oof, that's going to be a hard month to pick book club. Well, I actually don't think we're going to be doing Bethany's book club for that one. But Stassi's book and Leah's book, I think, are going to be very juicy. Zach, did you ever hear the tea on Bravo chat room? What was the tea? Which tea on Bravo chat room? I accidentally joined the live, but Zach kept me the whole time. Oh, yay, Jamie. I'm so excited to hear that. Do you want to do a book club for Kristen Doty's book? I read Kristen's book, or I kind of skimmed through it. I didn't love it. Like, it was cute, and there's like some cute, fun dating tips. But for the most part, Kristen's book, especially as it related to Vanderpump Rules, was a lot of what we already saw in Vanderpump Rules. Like, she didn't deliver too much newness for us. So I'm actually not interested in revisiting that book. Like, if you're young and you're in your 20s and you want some good dating advice and maybe some funny stories, sure. A lot of people want to do Margaret's book. I mean, Margaret's book might be kind of fun considering Real Housewives of New Jersey is starting up again next month. So Margaret's book is a definite maybe. I have it right here. Let's pull it up. Hold on one second. Okay, are we doing, I guess, do we want to do Margaret's book? I'm game with whatever you pick, Zach. Yeah, because you're not reading them, Alicia. You just get all the recaps. So this is Margaret's book, Caviar Dreams on a Tuna Fish Budget, How to Survive in Business and Life. Maybe it would even be fun to get her to do, like to pop onto Instagram Live one night. Wouldn't that be kind of fun for Bravo Book Club? Get her to pop in and chat with us about the book. I've had her on the podcast before, so it might actually be kind of fun to get her to come in one week. How many chapters are there? There are 20 chapters. Gee willikers. So we would have to, so if we divided it into 4 chapters a week, 4 chapters seems fairly doable. The chapters are short. So if we do 4 chapters a week, that'd be 5 weeks. That would be fun. Who doesn't love the March? Okay, so then it's decided. Our next Bravo Book Club book selection, because I know we've talked about this one for a while. Ooh, Taylor Armstrong's book would be good too. That would be fun. But I think Margaret's book would be more topical. Maybe we do Taylor's book after Margaret's book, because in March we'll be wrapped with Margaret's book, and then that's when Ultimate Girls Trip Season 2 is supposed to be coming back, and that has Taylor Armstrong in it. So maybe that'll be fun to read Taylor's book then and Margaret's book now, and then that'll be just in time for April when we have Stassi's book or Leah's book. We have to decide which one we're going with. I don't think we'll do Bethany's book because her book is like How to Survive in Business. And I don't know if that's entirely applicable to everybody, how to survive in business according to Bethany. Because not everybody wants to be like a big mega entrepreneur with the Skinny Girl brand and a bunch of licensing deals. Tis what it is. All right. So as of next week, if you haven't done so yet, go and grab yourself a copy of Margaret Joseph's book, Caviar Dreams on a Tuna Fish Budget, and we will be reading the first 4 chapters, which should be a fun time. Chapter 1, Raised by Wolves. Chapter 2, Spend Your Last Dollar on a Lipstick. Chapter 3, Leader of the Pack. Chapter 4, Garmentel Girl. There we go. First 51 pages. That's not too long. 51 pages is not bad for an entire week. Not me. I thought book clubs were nerdy old women, but Zack converted me and made it cool. I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. I'm not a regular book club host. I'm a cool book club host. Brock is a red flag? Really? Why is Brock a red flag? Brock's a cutie patootie. All right. You guys know the assignment. I understood the assignment. Yes, Ansley. I love book club too. It's fun. Okay. Shall we wrap for the night? Shall we call it a night? Let everyone enjoy their new year. I know. I wish we were in person too, Ansley. Wouldn't that be fun to do like a real Bravo book club in person and laugh and, you know, do all that fun stuff? We can eat together and drink together and play games. You're not a mom. Boom. All right, guys, shall we wrap for the night? After party. Okay, maybe we'll do a little after party. My voice is like killing me though. I'm like so beat. Yesterday and today have had me so beat. I got a massage yesterday. I worked out this morning. So my body's like tired. Like, I don't even know if you can hear it in my voice. Like, I'm trying to keep up my energy right now. We can do a little book club. Well, why don't we? What happened to Andy Cohen? We can talk, or sorry, after party. We can talk about that in after party. For those of you that are new, After Party is a unsaved Instagram live that we do on my personal account at Just Plain Zack. So we usually pop on over there and shoot the shit and chat. No, we can do After Party tonight, Ansley. I'm down for it. Maybe I'll have like a shot of vodka and we'll just like live our best life. That would be fun. Okay, but can we get to 10, maybe 10 badges? We're at 7 badges currently. Can we get to 10? Like, let's make it worth the hour. I don't have any hot plans tonight, Alicia. I promise you. If I did, you know I would dish. You know I would not. I've told you every single time I've gotten laid. I've told you every single time I've gone out to dinner with my mother after these. You know when I got a date or I got some D, I ain't afraid to spill it. Will you be cooking? No, I actually ate before doing Bravo Book Club. I had I have a lot of leftovers from the holidays. So I've been like trying to eat all of my leftovers and stuff that I've had frozen in the kitchen. Oh my God, you guys. Wow. Wow. You don't hide your stuff. That's right. I know that's right. Big bad. I don't know that song. But you know that. You know what song I'm singing. Don't worry, Priscilla. We're about to do Bravo Book Club because we got some badges. We're now at 13 badges. Does anybody want to drop the last 2 and then we'll hit 15? Is anybody that generous? You don't have to. We'll do after party anyway. But let's see. Who just dropped some badges tonight? Wow. Yes, you guys are amazing. Gossip in a Glass dropped another badge. Simply Me MJ dropped another badge. Colorado Pretty. Oh, hey, pretty girl. Hey, Colorado Pretty. Ooh, is that you and your man? And you're like doing kissy faces like you're a cute Instagram couple. Let's get it, Colorado Pretty. Priscilla, thank you, my love. I love you, Priscilla. XOXO with the 2 badges. Let's get it. Chrissy with her rockin' new profile pic and her extra badge. Let's get it. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you, Texas Phoenix, for the 2 badges. You guys are too sweet. Oh my God. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Simply Me MJ and Gossip in a Glass. And Claire. Hey, Claire. Claire Ben Hayen. Did I say that right? Claire Ben Hayen? Or is it Claire Ben Hayen? Whatever. Claire, you with this green background in your profile picture with this orange, was that an orange top or like a reddish orange top? Fire. Look at you, killing it. Wow, you guys, we hit 16 badges. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, Seeking Susan 2020 with, oh my God, you guys, now you guys are just being generous. Now you're being too sweet. I asked for 10 badges and now we're at 18 badges. You guys are way too sweet. We're definitely going to do after party. So let's pop on over to @JustPlainZack, which is my personal handle. As you know, we don't record after parties. So what you get is what you get. Thank you guys for watching on the YouTube. We go live every Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, doing Bravo Book Club. We just wrapped To Give Them Lala. We're going to be starting Margaret Joseph's new book, or not new book, but her only book. We're going to be doing Margaret Joseph's book, Caviar Dreams on a Tuna Fish Budget. And that will be January 11th is our first week. So if you haven't done so yet, I do have an Amazon storefront. I am an Amazon influencer. So I do have a storefront and I have a whole list dedicated to Bravo Book Club where all of these books are listed. So if you want to support me, it doesn't cost any more to order your books through my storefront. I just make a percentage off of each of the items that you buy. I have a whole section for Bravo Beauty. I have Bravo Book Club. Oop, whoopsie daisy. I have Bravo Book Club. That's the universe saying, wrap it up, bitch. Stop selling. But anyway, it's amazon.com/shop/Zack Peter. And you can find all of my collections there. or I'll be sure to post the link in the YouTube description below. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We have lots of fun book clubs, lots of fun weekly lives, and full podcast episodes that we release every week. So thank you guys for listening. I love you. I appreciate you. Yes, if you guys on Instagram want the link, DM me, or I'll post it on Instagram stories right now. That way it's there and you can use it to shop. All right, guys. Thank you. Love you. Popping on over. Yes, Ansley, I'll send it to you in the DMs. Just DM me. Popping on over now so we can do after party. All right, good night, guys.